We visited the Land of Smiles, amazing Thailand recently, and we fell in love with the food, the people and the places once again. In this video, we are going to focus on where to bring your kids in Bangkok. So stay tuned. But first, let's cover the boring but important stuff that you need to know, because there are new requirements for Singaporeans and PRs coming back to Singapore via aeroplane. And if you don't do this, you will be stopped by customs. Changi Airport is alive again and most of the stores are back in business. If you're looking for affordable food within the transit area, head over to Yakunkaya Toast located opposite Ferragamo. Skip the seats that you see in front over here, go past the never-ending Yakun Toast queue, Ipudo Express, and crave nasi lemak. You'll get to dine beside aeroplanes over here, and what better way to start or end a holiday? If you haven't been to Bangkok in a long time and are landing at DMK Airport, the airport taxi stand is located at Gate 8. After clearing customs, turn left and walk all the way to the end. Bangkok lives on tourism and it has been badly affected since COVID began. The airport taxi stand will help to translate your destination to the taxi driver, including broker a fixed price to protect tourists from getting scammed. A trip to the Bangkok city centre costs roughly around 400 to 500 Thai baht. This excludes the toll fee if you choose to go by expressway. If you want to hear our near scam story, stay till the end for a bonus video. Getting around Bangkok City is easy using public transport like the BTS or booking a taxi using ride-hailing apps like Grab or Bolt. Bolt is an app used by the locals and it is generally 20 to 30% cheaper than Grab. If you are considering using Bolt, please remember to set up your credit cards beforehand, because if it is not set up beforehand, the app will only allow cash payment when you are in Bangkok. Either way, it is definitely better than going down a long line of taxi to ask who is willing to go by meter. And if any situation arises where negotiations are needed, it is easy to know what is the fair market rate. When we came back to Singapore, there was a long queue at the customs, both at the manual and automated clearing areas. And this is because many of us are still unaware of a new ruling due to COVID. And this requirement is that all travellers to Singapore, including Singaporeans and PRs, have to submit the SG arrival card 3 days before their arrival if they are flying in to Singapore. So remember to fill up the SG arrival card or you will be stopped at customs. Now that the boring stuff's out of the way, we can cover the good stuff in the next video. Just a hint, it's not going to be Kidzania. Kidzania is permanently closed. It's not stated on their own website, but if you search on Google and on Siam Paragon where they were once located, it is clearly stated that they are no longer in operation. Can you guess where we'll be headed to next? If you're still watching, thank you for staying till the end of the video. Here is the bonus video of our near scam experience. By the time we cleared Bangkok customs and exited the transit area, there was no one left in the airport. There were no tourists and airport staff were few and far between. We panicked for a moment because we had totally forgotten where the taxi stand was. So we did the next best thing we could think of at that point in time, which was to exit the airport building to see if there were any taxis along the road. And guess what? There were none. At this point in time, my thoughts were, what happened to all the tourists? Is it because of COVID? That's why there are no tourists going into Bangkok? Or have all the tourists been directed to the newer Suvarnabhumi airport? How are we going to get to the city centre if there are no taxis? And thankfully, just at that point in time, a taxi drove in and passengers disembarked. My husband approached the driver to ask for a quotation, and the driver looked at us. He saw two parents, two young children, and immediately I could see the wheels turning in his head. Cai Tao! Wow, he quoted us a price of 800 Thai baht. And even though at that point in time I did not know how much it would cost to get to the city centre, I knew for sure that it was way above the market rate. So if it was you, would you have gotten onto his taxi? We chose to walk away from him, hoping that he would call us back with a lower rate, but he did not. Thankfully, we managed to find the airport stand in the end, and when we left the airport, we realized that there was no need for us to worry because the taxi queue were in the hundreds. So if you are facing the same situation and worried that there are no taxis at DMK Airport, don't worry. there are more taxis than passengers. Surprise! There are 2 bonus videos this time round, and that's because just as I was about to upload the video to our channel, I realized that it has gained its very first subscriber and I'm so excited! I got one of my favorite bubble teas from 吃茶3000 Hot Black Milk Tea 50% sugar to celebrate with you! It's so comforting! To my very first subscriber, I hope you have a great weekend ahead filled with lots of love, fun, laughter and bubble tea. And most of all, I wish I could share this with you. Bye!